What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for June 20th in Destiny 2, and as always in this video, we're going to head into the game and check out the Eververse refresh for the week, but also we have new quest steps for the season story, plus we'll cover vendor inventories such as Banshee and SHADA-1, as well as rounding up key rewards for the week, Lost Sectors, featured exotics, the Nightfall weapon, and a few other things in the video. So, as always guys, I hope this one is useful, and if you enjoy it, feel free to get subscribed for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay, let's get into it. And so as always, starting out right here initially, the core season story quest continues this week, and so if you want to make progress with that, be sure to head to the vendor in the Helm where we can pick up the steps. Next up though, over on Neptune, for the Root of Nightmares, this week we'll see the Illuminated Torment challenge, and so Mikkel's Reverence, the sidearm, is the featured weapon drop. Also this week though, we see the Vow of Disciple featured, so if you're still after the opportunity to pick up the Collective Obligation exotic pulse rifle, it'll be a good time to jump in. And on top of that, we also have the Prophecy dungeon featured, so if you're looking to pick up any of the rewards from that dungeon, equally it will be a good week to play it. Next up though, also on the subject of season content, we have something new at Hawthorne, and this is called Fishing Rally, and we can see this is a new kind of series of objectives in the Throne World that comes with a bunch of quest steps. And so it kind of works like a mini event for the season, I guess, and we can see that by completing the quest, we can get upgrade modules, enhancement cores, deep engrams, enhancement prisms, and legendary gear. And we essentially have to catch fish in order to do it. So this week it's featured in Throne World. Potentially, we'll also see the introduction of the additional exotic fish that we haven't been able to gain access to up until this point. So if you are into fishing and Season of the Deep content, be sure to visit Hawthorne and check out this quest throughout the course of the week. And of course, if we get anything interesting from that, I will keep you guys posted. So that's a little bit of new season goodness right there, I suppose. On top of that though, the Iron Banner of course does return this week. An Iron Banner Eruption is featured, but importantly, if you're still grabbing any of the rewards for this season, you can continue to do that throughout the course of the week. Now though, to take a quick look at Banshee's inventory right here, initially, on the front page, we do have the Lodbrok Sea, and this has got Osmosis and Wellspring in the main traits. Also, Nezarex's Whisper is still featured, and this one comes with Lead from Gold, as well as Adrenaline Junkie. And then we've got the Cantata 57 hand cannon. At the moment, it's got Hipfire Grip, as well as Focused Fury. And then we've got the Sail Spy Pitch Glass with Clown Cartridge and Volt Shot, which actually might be a bit of fun for kind of dealing with tankier enemies and things like that. On top of that though, there is the Contingency Plan right here, and this has no distractions and Elemental Capacitor. Of course, some of these roles will change throughout the course of the week, so a few of them are going to be worth checking out. We do have the Jararaka 3SR Scout Rifle here with 4th times the Charm and Focused Fury, then the Glissando 47 Scout Rifle, and this has Discord as well as Box Breathing. We also have the Redback Sidearm, and this has got Killing Wind and Surrounded, which could be fun. On top of that though, there is Harsh Language, and this has Envious Assassin as well as Destabilizing Rounds, so actually a pretty good roll on that thing right there. Certainly I would recommend picking that one up. But we've got the Memory Interdict here as well, with Underdog and Danger Zone, and finally the Nazredin Sword, and this has got Relentless Strikes and Surrounded, so a couple of decent weapons there. Definitely worth picking up Harsh Language if you don't have a better roll of it already. Of course, these things don't necessarily drop super readily, so maybe check in with Banshee, but keep in mind, the roles will change throughout the course of the week. Now though, to check in with SHADA-1 here in the Annex, for the armor set this week, we do have the Devastation Complex stuff. Of course, we're seeing this on the Titan right here. No particularly standout stat rolls, but if you want to pick up this set, for any of your characters, or check out the stats, definitely head to Ada. For the featured shaders though, which of course cost 10,000 Glimmer, initially we do have the Satu Tribe shader from back in the Black Armory era. I think she sold this a couple of times. On top of that though, we've got the Bray Innovation shader, which is a kind of cool one there. And there's also Dead Orbit's Fate, so maybe a couple of useful shaders right there. Let us know in the comment section. And very finally right here, for the buggy and laggy Eververse store, for Bright Dust items at least, this week we do have the You Say Dance, which is 700 Bright Dust, a legendary emote right there that you may want to add to your collection. On top of that, we've got the ROV shell, or the ROV shell, for 2850 Bright Dust, one featured from this season, so finally a couple of new season items there. But then there is the Ghost Purple Transmat effect for 450 Bright Dust, and for the front page shaders, we have the Abyssinian Gold, as always, these cost 300 Bright Dust each. And on top of that, there is the Meditator shader here as well. Then to the main Bright Dust page here, we have the Threatening Stance exotic emote, which is 3,250 Bright Dust right there. So if you fancy a bit of crow-like action, you can grab that one. On top of that, we have the Tada rare emote, which costs 400 Bright Dust if you fancy adding this one to collections. And then we have the M3D1 shell right here. If we can get a quick preview of it, you can grab that for 2,850 Bright Dust this week. And then there is the Celestial Horn for 2,500 Bright Dust, which appears to be ever so slightly kind of taken-y, starry effect going on with the thing right there. Then we've got the ornament for the Soul Survivor right here, which is at any cost, and this will cost 700 Bright Dust, so not literally any cost, 700. It's available this week. And then for the exotic weapon ornament, we have Heat Sink, which is 1,250 Bright Dust. And of course, this is an ornament for the Ariana's Vow from back in Season of Defiance, so maybe something to add to the collections right there. But then we've got the Pegasus projection for 1,500 Bright Dust. And moving to the second page featured shaders, initially we have Celestial Dome available right there. These are once again 300 Bright Dust. There is also Atmospheric Glow available this week, which is a pretty cool looking one. And then we've got the Jacarina shader right here, which again may be something to add to your collections. And finally, the Breezy Clear shader as well, which has some interesting colors going on. So give us your thoughts on those. But there is the Signal Process Transmat effect, as well as the Dark Blade effects and the Ghost Purple effects, and all of these will cost 450 Bright Dust. Next up though, for the Nightfall this week, we've got the Fallen Saber featured, but on top of that, it's our first opportunity to pick up the loaded question, and that's a high impact frame arc fusion rifle, which is the featured Nightfall weapon this week. Of course, we can also get adept variants of it, and those will be available in the Grandmaster Nightfall. And for trait perks and the loaded question, initially, there is auto-loading holster, overflow, under pressure, firmly planted, envious assassin, and demolitionist in the first trait slot. Then the second trait slot can get controlled burst. That's a new perk this season, where landing every shot in a burst will grant the weapon increased damage and reduced charge time for a short duration. Additionally though, it can get reservoir burst, as well as frenzy, eye of the storm, harmony, or pugilist. So naturally there are going to be some pretty good rolls of the loaded question, and let us know down below what you're going to be going after inside of the Nightfall this week. But very finally right here for featured Lost Sectors this week, today on June 20th we've got Aphelion's Rest, and that's dropping exotic chest pieces. For Wednesday, June 21st though, we'll see Chamber of Starlight dropping exotic helmets, and then June 22nd will be Bay of Drowned Wishes dropping exotic legs. Following that, we'll get exotic gauntlets dropping from Vel's Labyrinth on June 23rd. Then we'll see Exodus Garden 2A on June 24th, that'll be dropping exotic chest pieces. But June 25th we'll see K1 Revelation dropping exotic helmets, then finally we'll get K1 Crew Quarters on June 26th, which will be dropping exotic legs. So if you are still hunting down any of the new exotics, hopefully that rotation for Lost Sectors will be useful. But for today guys, that's what we have to round up in the video. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed this one and found it useful. If you have, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. Let us know what you'll be up to this week as well in the comment section, but otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.